Alright guys, today we're working on door hinge pins on the S10 Blazers here. I'm doing this here ZR2. Already did the black 99 there. They were both hitting real bad on this here part right here, guys. And when you shut the door, I wanted to kind of lift the door up a little bit to get that to latch, because it's been wearing this latch, and I'll show you here in a minute what I done here. But anyways, guys, I put new hinge pins in there. These pins with the new bushings, and this is on both this vehicle and that 99 I just showed you. Same issue there, guys. After I put these new pins and bushings in, both top and bottom, still had the same issue of this door not closing right. It was still hitting. It was hitting right here in this area. It was hitting real hard because this door has obviously dropped down, and I don't know if it's because maybe these this right here gets, after so many years, it just starts maybe bending its way up or something. It's just not bent right, or I'm not sure what the problem is. And the same with down here. Maybe this piece on the door gets worn out from the weight of the, the end of the door here, and closing and open so many times, guys, especially with the age of these older Blazers. I did see some videos where some guys go in and cut these out and replace these, and I mean a whole lot of work there. I mean, you're talking a lot of work to do that. But I found a simpler way to do it that worked out pretty good. And what I did, guys, is I put me a washer. What I did is I put me a washer in between that bushing and this upper part of the door here, the door bracket. And I did the same thing down here on the bottom. Actually, on the bottom I put two washers in there to help bring this, that way it helps raise this door up a little bit. And it was still hitting just a little bit right in this area here. It wasn't so much up into here, but it was still just a little bit off. So here's something else I did, guys, on this right here. I took me a little Dremel. Right here's what I used, guys. This little Dremel right here with a diamond blade on it, or a diamond cutter. And what I did, guys, I just, because these are not adjustable, this piece here is not adjustable. You can't adjust it up and down. Probably because they don't, it's not really made to do that. But what I did is I just dremeled that just a little bit, maybe like 1/8 of an inch at the top end, the bottom one here. And guys, if you do this, make sure you leave one of the bolts in. Like I left the top bolt in here and took the bottom one out, because if you take both these bolts out, guys, that piece in there will fall down in here. So you definitely don't want to take both bolts out at the same time. Leave the one bolt in and just swing this up out of the way, and use your Dremel and cut that just a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch, and do the same on your top. Put your bottom bolt in and leave it, and just let this swing down, and then go up in here and do the same thing like I did here, which I already did on the top, and just cut that out like 1/8 of an inch. This way, guys, it will let this drop down just a little bit, and it won't throw you off up here. I'll show you when I close the door, but it don't throw you off a whole lot right up in here. You're still going to get a good seal in this area. And also, guys, when you're drilling that, or when you're taking your Dremel, make sure you don't get inside here and booger up your threads inside your that bracket that these that these here bolts go into. Make sure you don't mess up your threads in there. Just keep your die grinder here at the very edge when you cut this out, and that way you won't damage your threads. And then just swing this back down, guys, and put your bolt in there. And I'm not gonna draw this down tight yet until I show you how much nicer this door closes now. Before it was really hitting, but as you can see, guys, right here on that mark, that's where it used to set. So we're like about 1/8 of an inch. It dropped it down like an 1/8 inch here on this, because you can see over the years, guys, it's been hitting right in this area, and it hit real hard. And like I said, when I put the new bushings in there, or the new pins and the new bushings, it was still hitting hard. It seemed like it didn't make a difference there when I put the new pins and bushings in. So I don't know if these pieces here, like I said, may be bent a little bit after so many years of opening and closing that door, or what the deal is. But this was a whole lot quicker and a whole lot simpler than some of what them other guys are doing, is cutting these out and replacing these brackets here. I mean, you're talking a lot of work to do that, unless you have a real bad issue here, guys. And like I said, your door is still not closing right after you put the new pins and bushings in. Put you some washers, fill that gap in a little bit. That way it help bring this door, it'll bring this door up a little bit. That will help you out a little bit. And then also doing this here, cutting this piece here so you can actually bring this down maybe 1/8 of an inch, guys. And then this way, door shuts real nice, guys. I mean, it's not hitting, and you can see about right where that's hitting. I don't know if you can see that or not inside there, but before it was hitting way up into here, and then when it hit, it actually lifted the door up a little bit. But this door is just sagging down so much, and it happens on all these S10s and S10 Blazers. Eventually you're going to have a problem with these doors not shutting right. But as you can see now, it's way better. Before, it was really hitting hard right in that area, and it's just about right now. So made a huge difference there, guys. And up here on the top, you can see, guys, it may have dropped this down just a little bit right here, but it's still getting a good seal there. I mean, there's not going to be an issue with the seal right in here. It did drop this door down probably dropped this edge down like 1/8 of an inch, because I cut this out right here and dropped this bracket down about 1/8 of an inch. And that's all it took, guys. It took, you know, I put those washers in there. Depending on how many washers you need, I only needed one up here. And then I ended up putting two of that same size washer down here on the bottom. If you can see that or not, but there's 2 washers in there on the bottom. And what that does, guys, it helps raise that door up just slightly. It probably raised it up like 1/8 of an inch there. We're putting them washers in there. And then, like I said, I dropped this 1/8 of an inch. So, you know, I was like a 1/4 inch off when my doors shutting here. And like I said, they was always hitting right in this area. Now I was afraid, eventually, guys, if you keep doing that, it's going to break this right here. It ended up breaking this off right here. So this way, like I said, a whole lot simpler than doing what some of them other guys are doing, cutting these out, replacing that bracket, and then they're also replacing the bracket here on the door, some of them. And guys, we're talking, that's a lot of work. You got to do a bunch of welding. You have to cut that out. I mean, it's a big job to change those brackets there. So what I've done here, guys, it is a lot simpler, a whole lot quicker. I probably got less than an hour's worth of work in putting the pins in and cutting this out and dropping everything down. And like I said, guys, that door shuts like it's supposed to now, like it did when it was new from the factory. And like I said, after so many years, these older S10s and Blazers, from opening and closing these doors, I mean, we're talking millions of times opening and closing and getting in and out of these vehicles. If you got a lot of miles on them too, you know what I'm talking about. These doors start to drop down a little bit. But anyways, guys, that's one way you can fix that problem. So this way you're not going to break your piece off here. And then also you don't have to, pick this up if it's not closing at all. I've seen some of them where they have to pick the door handle up to get their door shut. Or if they're closing it from the outside, they have to kind of pick their door up and then close it like that to get it to shut. So, and I did the same thing on this Black 99 last night, guys. I did the same thing. It had the same issue, same problem. Except on this one, guys, I didn't have to put any washers on this one. This one here, I did not need to do any washers. It was okay the way it was. And so I didn't put any washers on this one. But I did cut this out like I did on the other one. And I dropped this down about 1/8 of an inch. And also, guys, there is a little bit of adjustment. If you take these 3 screws out right here, there is a little bit of adjustment on this piece right here that fits inside the door. You can adjust that a little bit. There is a little bit of adjustment on that. I did notice that. So that's something else you can do too, guys, is loosen these 3 up and hold your finger on that piece right there, hold it up, and then tighten them bolts down. That way it brings this piece up a little bit higher. So when it hits this here right here, it will help it collect better instead of hitting. You may be hitting on this piece right here if it's hanging down just a little bit, and makes it really hard to shut. And like I said, eventually, guys, you'll end up busting this here piece off if you're slamming it real hard and stuff, because it won't shut right. But that one there too, guys, shuts real nice now. I mean, that door used to hit. I mean, it used to drop down. Of course, the bushings on this 99, guys, they were wore out quite a bit worse than my 90 or my 2000 ZR2 there. They were definitely wore out worse. The bushings were definitely wore out a lot worse on this one than they was on that one. But like I said, that one there, it was still hitting pretty good, even after I put the new pins and bushings in there. It was still hitting pretty good. So that's why I did that's why on that 2000 I ended up putting the washers. I put a washer in there, and then I put 2 washers down here to help raise this door up a little bit, which gave me about 1/8 inch, probably raised it up 1/8, and then I had another 1/8. Like I said, I dropped this down about another 1/8 inch right here. So doing that and doing the washer on that one, I was able to get that door to shut like it is now. And like I said, it's not really, you can see this one here is not bad at all on the seal up here on the top. You can see that it probably dropped it a little bit. I mean, it has dropped it a little bit right in here, probably like 1/8 of an inch, because I dropped this down 1/8 of an inch. But this way, guys, the door shuts easy, and I don't get any water issues or anything like that coming in this seal here. I mean, because it's still sealing fine. It's just dropped that down just a little bit right there. But now the door shuts like it should. I mean, like I said, that's a whole lot easier, guys, than doing some of them other guys. I mean, if you're going to take your door completely off and you're gonna change those brackets out. You're gonna cut these out and put new brackets here and there. You're gonna get into a whole lot of work there, guys. So I mean, I thought I'd throw that video out there for you. Doors are shutting nice now, so I really like that. It just took me a little bit of figuring out what I needed to do to get those to close up right, and that seems to be working out real good there, guys. So so anyways, guys, I thought I'd throw that video out there for some people that are putting their new pins and bushings in there, and then still their door still not closing, latching right, still hitting on that. If it's still wanting to hit real hard right in this area from your door, you can do exactly what I did there, guys, and you should be able to make that work out for you. You may have to put washers in there to help lift this door up a little bit. Like I said, I had to on this one, but I didn't have to do it on that one. The bushings were real bad on that one, and just by replacing the bushings and dropping that latch pin down like 1/8 of an inch, that really made a huge improvement on these doors closing now. So but you do need you're going to need a way of cutting that if you're going to do it that way, guys. You'll need some kind of a die grinder to get in there. And don't take a lot out, guys. Just take a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch, and just a little bit at a time until you can. You may want to do it a couple times. I mean, take a little bit out of those each time. Take a little bit and a little bit until you get that. You don't want to drop that too far. I wouldn't drop it any more probably than 1/8 of an inch, because then it's going to be. Then you're going to be messing up here when it closes. It won't be sealing right, because you can see that it did drop it down a little bit right here, but it's still not bad, and it makes the door work a whole lot better. And this way I'm not worried about busting this off. But like I said, guys, make sure if you do this, if you cut those, make sure you leave one of those bolts in as you're doing it. Because if you take both those bolts out, guys, that piece back there behind this, it's going to fall down. And probably the only way you're going to get to that is you'll have to tear your side panels off. And I don't even know if you can get in there to that piece that's on the back side of this. I don't know. So you want to make sure you keep at least one of those bolts in there. Just loosen it up. You can loosen it up so you can move this wherever you need to do your drill, to do your cutting there on your metal. And then, move it back, put your other bolt in, and just make sure you leave one of them bolts in there, guys, because you don't want that piece back behind here dropping down inside there, because then I'm not sure what you're going to get into on getting that piece back out there. You probably have to pull your door panels off, and I don't know if there's holes in there or not that you can get to that and then bring it back up to where you need to put your bolts in. So just a word of caution on doing that. Make sure that you leave one of them bolts in, and don't take it all the way out there, guys. If you're gonna do what I just did here on this. And like I said, it did really shuts nice now, guys, on both of them doors, this one and this one. Now my passenger sides, I don't have any issues with those. Them still passenger sides are still working good, because the passenger side don't get used as much as the driver's side. So I mean, the passenger side still shuts good on both these vehicles. And if you watch some of my other videos, guys, on this 99, and this is the still got the original door pins on the passenger side. I haven't had to change those, and it still shuts good. And this vehicle here, guys, we're talking 300, and we're getting real close to 388,000 miles on this one. So, but you get a lot more wear on your driver's side than you do your passenger, because you're always constantly going in and out on your driver's side. where if you don't have somebody riding with you or something all the time, your passenger, it's only usually the driver's side the one you're going to have a problem with. And you may have to change the passenger side depending on how much it gets used. But it don't get used, I know, nowhere near as what your driver's side does. So anyways, guys, I guess that'll wrap it up on the wrap this video up on the door hinge, on your door hinge pins. If you're still having a problem after you install new door hinge pins and the new bushings and your door is still not closing right, guys, you can do what I just did right there, what I just showed you on this video, guys, and it will definitely help you out. It will help you out tremendously if you can raise that door just maybe 1/8 of an inch and lower that latch maybe 1/8 of an inch. It will it worked out for me on both these vehicles here, guys. So anyways, guys, I hope that helps somebody out there that's having some issues with that and just can't quite figure out what to do to fix that problem. So without doing like some of them other people on the videos where they cut those brackets out and they put new brackets in there. We're talking big major job to do that. So this worked out for me, and hopefully it will work out for somebody else out there, guys. So anyways, guys, that'll wrap this video up, guys, and thanks for checking out the video, and help somebody out, and we'll definitely catch you guys on the next video.